You're watching YouTube Worldwide. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, here we go. Roll it.
Hey everyone, this is Peter Jack from the Peter Jack Experience right here on the radio right now. We got a very special interview we got conducted with the Catman himself, Mr. Peter Criss of Kiss, and he's going to talk to you about the solo album that is coming out pretty soon. I believe it's in September. Here he is, the Peter Criss interview. Alright, all you cats, kittens, this is Harry Jack, and we're right back here on the radio. We're talking today with Peter Criss on the upcoming solo albums of Kiss, and tonight's guest is Peter Criss, and I want to start off by asking you, your album shows a Peter Criss with many different sides. Do you think it will attract new Kiss converts?
Yeah, I think that's why our manager, Bill, did that. You know, it was like maybe the Beatles' White Album or their Sgt. Pepper. It was when they finally showed their versatility. I mean, when Harrison finally broke out, did his thing, and Ringo finally did his thing. We're doing it now, and I think it's gonna show it. I mean, it's time, man. We've been doing Kiss albums for 6 years, and now we got to show everybody there's more talent in the band than just that style. And you're right, a lot of kids just dig the show. Half the times I don't even know if they know what the hell we're singing about or what we're playing about. With Beth, they really listened. I mean, because it did make the top 10. I did win a big award for it. They're going to listen again now. I think it's going to make our audience bigger.
This is a very New York album, baby. Did you plan it that way?
Yeah, well, it is New York. I mean, because I played clubs like Trudy Heller's and Metropole, and I played with Joey D for a while doing the Peppermint Twist. There's a song that I do called I Can't Stop the Rain, and I open it up in an echo chamber like I'd be in a subway in New York, and I go, this is New York. And it is very New York, and I did some tunes in New York City, but I did the rest out here. And what I was afraid of was LA musicians thinking, oh man, they're so laid back, and let's take a health salad break, and you know, I'm not gonna really get no kick-ass music from them, and they're not gonna play real New York City for me. But I was fooled, because Vinny Poncio, my producer, is from Brooklyn, and he grew up in the streets also, and he got musicians that really played very streetsy, very, very, very New Yorkish, which I needed very bad, because I'm from New York, and I'm proud of it. I'm really from Brooklyn.
How did you like working with Vinny Poncio? You sound very up about him.
Yes, I am. He's, how can I say it? Extremely bright. I mean, one of the brightest. I mean, I've worked with a lot of producers, but he set my drums up in the middle of the studio and set the musicians around me. And he was the only producer I've ever seen, instead of sitting behind the board inside the room, playing it cool, sits outside. And he also arranges, plays every instrument, sings. He sings a lot of the songs you heard, he's singing on them. And he won a Grammy with Leo Sayer. And he worked with Jim Perry, who was a genius. And when I met Vinny, and I set up that way, I instantly got a respect as an artist. And he never told me how to drum. Never once said, drum this way, because he knew he respected me. Instantly I respected him, you know, and he was like, you could do it, man. The key's too high, let's try this key. This song should be sung a little quieter. Why don't you just take it easy? Don't put all your energy in at once. I'm learning how to run a board differently. We're working side side by side. It's a very close relationship.
Now, who were some of the people you performed with on this album?
From New York, there was a guitarist called Elliot Randall, who I worked with in the early days. Elliot's one of the best in New York. There's a lot of them. I can't think of all their names. There's like Bob Como, who played synthesizer piano, and Richard Gerstein, who played on piano in New York. There's Bill Bodine, who played bass. I used the Farragut brothers, who Vinny worked with on a lot of albums for Harmony. 3 bass players, 3 piano players, the horns and strings. I've used 3 black girls in New York, 3 black girls out here. So there's a lot of people there. It really is.
You wrote most of the songs, but did you do some that were written by other people? Didn't you?
The only other song I did from anybody else was Bobby Lewis's Tossin' and Turned. And I always liked it because I have insomnia. And I can't sleep at night. And it's true. And I related to it. And I used to do it years ago. And I thought of it. And Vinny came up with it anyway. And he said, the song has never been done, only once. And with your voice and my arrangement, let's redo it. And it's a great tune. And it is. I love it. You know. I couldn't sleep at all last night. It was so true, man. And it reminds me of New York. And I did it. And the other tune, You Matter to Me, I don't know who wrote it, but he brought that in for me and rearranged it. It's the only 2 tunes I'm doing from somebody else. All the rest I've written myself.
How would you classify the sound of this album? It's a kind of New York disco rock and roll, baby.
Which hasn't been, if you think about it, the sounds have changed so much. I mean, like now the Bee Gees are in, and disco was very big. I mean, I thought disco would last for a year. It's the biggest thing happening, and the song You Matter to Me is very disco, so I did it. I did disco too, only my way. It's an old style that we know about that I brought back, and to them it'll be a new sound all over again. Music is a circle, clothing is a circle, everything's a circle. It comes back. I want to bring back that era when Sam and Dave, you know, Soul Man, all that Motown was really big then, you know, and they had the Supremes and the Shangri-Las, and it was really a happening era, and it was good dancing music, and now dancing's back.
It must have been a tremendous feeling to let all those ideas in your head come pouring out.
Yeah, that says it all. It's true. Because it's time now. I think it's my time to do that. You know, I've waited and waited, and I was eating my heart out because this music was in me so long. I was dying to do it, because I know they're going to accept it. I think they're really going to get off on it.
I hear you have just finished another exciting project. Let me in on it, baby. Give me the scoop.
Yeah, it's gonna blow my mind. My movie's coming out, the NBC 2-hour special, which was our first acting debut, which was weird because we never acted before. It was actually dramatic and lines and really getting into characters and all. So that's going to come out, and 4 solo albums. So it's going to be a very heavy month for us. And then we're working on. We want to do another motion picture. Because it's only going to be TV, we want to do a really movie motion picture and do a soundtrack for it, like Help or A Hard Day's Night. And then we'll probably do a 3-month stadium tour next summer. And by then we haven't been around by then for probably 2 years, so kids will be dying to hear us, and by hearing these albums, they'll be dying to hear these songs. So it's going to be great.
Now here's the question all the Kissers want to know. All you members of the Kiss Army, you know you want to hear this one. You want to hear the answer, and I'm going to ask it right now. Now, Peter, do you think Kiss is going to really stay together?
That's one thing we did that the Beatles didn't do. I think we're maybe the first band ever to do that. Probably I think we are. To do that. I don't compare us to the Beatles, because I love the Beatles. They're my favorite band. But we are a phenomenon, and we're the only group that, like the Beatles, sold lunchboxes and radios and buttons and buckles and all that stuff, and no other band's done that, and we had the largest show that's ever been put out. We do cause insanity, and kids go crazy, you know, and I haven't seen that since the Beatles. And we're the first New York band to become a supergroup. No New York band has ever become a supergroup, nor sold out the Garden 3 nights. I'm really proud of that, very, very proud of that. And it'll go down in history. history. I don't remember any band from New York except for the Rascals, and they weren't even as big as us, but they were great. They weren't a phenomenon. Kiss is a phenomenon. I mean, we really are, and I'm proud of it. It's scary. I don't like to think about it a lot because it scares me. Because I believe we're that big until I get on the ramp and run up and hit the stage. And like Tokyo, we sold out 6 nights at the Budokan and broke the Beatles records, and they didn't even know what we're singing about, and they're fainting and going crazy. And it was like, I felt like I was Ringo Starr, actually. And it was a great feeling, you know, especially being from New York. No, usually New York bands don't have a chance, you know, we never did. It's always English groups are the big groups. So I'm really proud of that. I really am. Doing 4 solo albums and still being in Kiss is great. I think it's really going to prove, it's going to blow a lot of minds. It really, really is. Probably more than I even realized.
Alright, baby, this is the interview. That was the interview right here with the Peter Criss of the Kiss. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to be back with more rock and roll after this. And we're going to have some Rush. We're going to have some Styx. And, of course, we're going to have the latest from Kiss. We're going to have Hooligan with Peter Criss. Alright, stay tuned for some more of the awesomeness of the Harry Jack Show. Right here on the radio. Ooh, yeah, baby. Give it to me now.
Thank you for watching Funtastic. Coming soon, the Ace Frehley interview as part of our Kiss Solo Album series.